Well, hey there, friends, and welcome to this very first episode of this little corner of the internet that I am going to be calling Dashing Away from Cancer. If you don't know me from any of my other platforms, my name is Amanda. I am a breast cancer survivor. I have been a breast cancer patient for the last 7 years. I'm currently in remission, but I still have to go in for treatment indefinitely, as far as I know, to try to make sure my cancer doesn't come back. I was diagnosed at a young age, and as you can imagine, the medical bills have piled up. In my full-time work, I am a full-time dog walker and pet sitter. I own my own business, and I also work for different platforms as well. I'm a competitive athlete competing in gymnastics, and I run marathons. And I'm also a part-time delivery driver. So this purpose of this channel here, the Dashing Away from Cancer side of things, I am going to bring you along on my delivery journeys as we attempt to survive and pay down some medical debt. If you're joining from the My Love Letter to Life channel, this is going to be the one and only episode I post here, just because I figure, you know what, it might be a good way to show you guys my other channel, and that way you guys can choose to join in over there as well too. Any support is the most meaningful thing you can do, so subscribe, like, share, do all the things. It would mean so much to me. So let's get into it. There are 5 main goals here that I am trying to accomplish, and 1 is to make sure that I am able to afford my housing. 2 is to make sure that I am able to keep my health insurance and pay off any upcoming medical debt that comes my way. 3, make sure my cats have everything they need, that they have, their cat food, their cat litter, a cat sitter when I'm out of town, all those things. 4, I want to make sure that I am affording gymnastics and I can still go and travel and compete. I've had the privilege of competing for the United States at the Masters gymnastics level. I have a World Cup that I'm competing at, and I have a couple national championships that I'm doing as well. So I would like to be able to afford to go to those and to all the different training camps. So trying to make sure we afford those. And 5th, and probably the most important thing here, we need to pay off the medical debt. I've been working at it, I've been chipping away at it, but things have been a little bit scary in my regular job. So I am a full-time pet sitter and dog walker, like I said. However, there's been a lot of cancellations that I've been experiencing. Something I've never experienced before with this volume. We had a big storm. A lot of people's flights were canceled, so they canceled their trips. I had a lot of people really sick. They had to cancel. I've unfortunately have had some clients move or pass away, or their pets have passed away. So they no longer needed services, obviously. And then I've had a lot of people just canceling their spring break trips. A lot of people go to Mexico once a year. They've been canceling those trips because of things that are happening right now. And a lot of people are just feeling really uneasy with traveling, with how things are kind of going in this country at the moment. So I understand completely, but it's kind of put me in a very precarious position. So with all that said, let's get to doing some delivery work. It's about 10:20 in the morning on Friday, March 6th, and we're going to turn on DoorDash. I am a platinum driver, and I'm trying to make sure I maintain that status, and I want to make sure that we are all good and set for the week, because I'm going to be doing a couple pet sitting jobs this weekend, so I'm not going to really be able to do deliveries as much, if at all, on one or both days, because the priority is the clients, and I have like drop-in visits and walks that I need to do as well. So we probably won't be doing much, but I have a friend who is a math teacher who is so good at math that I had him help me figure out exactly how many hours I'm short to get the healthcare subsidy with DoorDash. So in California, as a California-based driver, we do benefit from that Prop 22 pay, and we can get a health insurance subsidy if you have a qualifying health care plan. I happen to have that qualifying plan. We're going to try to make that happen. So basically, from now to the end of the quarter, I need to be working at least a minimum of 5 active hours, not dash, because the dash hours don't count, only the active hours count. Got to make those make those happen. So I don't go back to work till 12:30 today. I thought I might have a noon, but I don't believe that I'm going to have them today. So if they end up booking, great, but we're going to dash until about 12 o'clock. Got an hour and a half that we can do some work, so let's see what we can get into. I am going to, let's see, I think we have time. We can do a shop and pay. I'm going to turn that back on because I could technically do that in an hour and a half as long as it's not too large of an order. We have plenty of time to do that. And yeah, this week has been really slow. I have not had a lot of deliveries. I've just sat on the app. I've done 6 this week and it's Friday. That's not normal. I usually try to do a minimum of 4 to 5 deliveries per day. That way my platinum status is always maintained. Technically it's like 3 to 4 that would be sufficient, but I try to give myself 1 extra just to make sure that we are staying busy. So let's see. In this last week, I've only made $49.80 on DoorDash before the Prop 22 pay. I've only had a total of active hours of 2 hours and 3 minutes, so we need to bump that up. We're going to be going pretty hard today, and you can join me. You can come on these adventures. I've got one walk at 12:30, and I've got one drop-in visit at 5 o'clock tonight, and then that whole other time we are going to be doing deliveries. So I'm going to follow up with some of my clients while I wait for my next delivery, my first delivery of the day, I guess, and I'll check back with you and let you know what happens. First order, we are heading to Starbucks. It is a decent order. It is very short on the mileage. I already forgot what it was. And it is, I think we're getting paid $9 for this one. So great start to this very first order of the day. So that makes me happy. We are off to a great start. So it looks like it's going to be also a leave at the door. So let's go over to Starbucks. It is literally like across the street. So that will be easy to get in. I will check back with you guys once I pick up this order. Turn this way. Yes, I think I can. Okay, you guys, the order was ready and we are en route to the customer. It is 1.89 miles for 7 minutes. It's always great when the order is ready, but I'm not too bothered by the wait sometimes because we do get paid for active time in California. I don't know if other states have this or if it's just a California thing. I have delivered in Las Vegas before and it wasn't like that, and they have a whole different rating system. It's like a point-based system. In California, to maintain your platinum status, at least in my market, now this could be different in other places, but you do have to maintain 100 deliveries in the last 30 days. Plus you have to have a particular rating and acceptance rate and completion rate, all the things. So it's a little bit different. So those 100 deliveries do matter quite a bit here in California. I've been doing this for 8 years, so I have seen a lot of changes over the course of time of apps. So I started off on Grubhub actually, and Grubhub was great back in the day. 8 years ago, the pay was decent, the tips were really good, and ever since they made some updates, I don't get tipped very well at all on Grubhub. And so I don't do it as often. It's not as popular here. I do primarily DoorDash at this point. So I have been doing DoorDash. Tell me in the comments below if you're a driver, if you had to do this too. So back in the day when you first signed up to do delivery on DoorDash, before you would be activated as a delivery driver, you had to go in person to an orientation. So we had to go do some training. We got our delivery bag there. We got like a hat, I believe. I don't even know if I still have that hat. But it was definitely an in-person situation. But now I don't think it's like that. I think anybody can sign up as long as you have a clean background and driving record and all those things. but we used to have to go in for an in-person orientation, so things have changed. Yeah, that's been different. So Grubhub was my first app, then I joined Instacart, and I also am on Uber Eats. I used to do Postmates, but Postmates does not exist in my area anymore. I was on Caviar, that doesn't exist anymore. I am on Shipt and Uber Eats and GoPuff and Amazon Flex. I've never done a shift on Amazon Flex, so maybe that's something we can do in the future. They just took me out of the, let me make sure you don't fall over here. They took me out of the, whatchamacallit, they took me out of the market over here and they placed me somewhere different and they won't fix it. So I've never worked for them because I would have to drive an hour to do Amazon Flex, which if I'm out there, maybe, but I'm not usually out in that area. I can't get on Spark. I've been on their wait list for a few years now, and I don't foresee that changing anytime soon. And I am also I'm on GoPuff. I haven't done a single delivery on GoPuff. I haven't received a single offer on GoPuff, but I have it. The Uber Eats app is probably the slowest. There are shipped orders often, but a lot of times they're going really far away with no tip. So I haven't done a lot of those. Merely at this point it's DoorDash, and I am trying to get that healthcare subsidy. So in California, if you maintain an average of 15 active, not dash, but active hours on the app, you can qualify for a healthcare subsidy if you have a qualifying PPO plan, which I happen to have. So I am trying to earn that. And like I was telling you guys previously, if it's in this video, I am trying to make sure I maintain that number of deliveries or number of active time so I can try to qualify. So the quarter is almost over. It's more than 2/3 of the way done, but if I keep doing a minimum of, let's see, which lane do I need to be in? Okay. If I can do a minimum of like 5-6 hours per day that are active, 6 active hours, then that would make a huge difference, and I could probably meet that goal. And that subsidy would probably pay not for an entire month of my health care, but it would pay for a good portion of it. So if I could earn that every quarter, that would help me budget a little bit better for my health insurance, because as a breast cancer patient, they've raised my premium so sky high. It is unbelievable how much they think is okay to charge. It's just unbelievable. And I almost lost my health insurance. Start like a GoFundMe to try to contribute toward my medical expenses so I didn't lose everything. And I'm still behind. I'm getting caught up, but I'm still behind. But with the amount of cancellations that I am getting that are not being rescheduled with different clients, it's kind of scary right now. So I don't know. I'm not sure what to think of things. So a lot coming your way with deliveries you'll see on this channel. So again, if you're coming from the My Love Letter to Life channel, this will be the only episode here, so make sure you're subscribed to Dashing Away from Cancer. I'm going to put it all over there, and I'm going to start uploading again on my regular channel. I took a long hiatus because there's been a lot of life that has happened in the last few years that I just needed to have a little bit of a break from everything. So, okay, let's find this house. I think it's this one right here. Okay, I will check back with you once I drop off their Starbucks. So, catch just in a minute. Alright, order is dropped off. $9 payout. That was a great order. I'm very happy. Okay, let's see what we get up to next. I'll check back a few others. We've got the second order of the shift. We're heading over to Jersey Mike's. It's going to be a $6 payout. I've already forgot the mileage, but it looks like it's fairly close by. So 2 orders in the books. I am grateful because yesterday I didn't get a single offer. So I was having some problems with the app earlier in the week where it was saying I was missing orders, but they never showed up on my phone. And I had the app open in front of me, and so they kept saying, I get a text message saying go to Cava or go to whatever restaurant, and there was no offer. It was not there. And then so my acceptance rate has tanked because of that, which not cool. Great, order has been picked up. We're heading to, I believe, a school to drop this off, so I definitely will not be filming that. But I believe it's a leave at the door, so I'm not quite sure how that. I'll probably just bring it into the office and drop off there. Yeah, you know, in the 8 years I've done this, for the most part, I've had great customers. I have had some strange ones, so throughout the series I can tell you guys some stories I've had, because I've done thousands of deliveries between all the apps at this point. So I've had my share of interesting people, and I've had my share of kind and generous people, and I've had my share of extremely rude and entitled people. It's all been a little bit of a mix of everything. So alright, well, I'm gonna stop filming because I'm almost there. Yeah, that's dropped off. You know, it didn't let me choose the hand to me option, even though it was a leave at door, because the customer came out to grab it. So I had to take a picture of the building, which is always kind of awkward when it's a school, but you know, it is what it is. So that order paid out $16 or $6. So we are now sitting at $15 for the day for 2 orders. I'm grateful we do have that Prop 22 pay. In California, the tips are not part of that. It's basically 120% of minimum wage in where you're working, which is so for California, for me, in my area, minimum wage here now is $16.90 an hour, I believe. So that makes it $20.28 for that I should be guaranteed with DoorDash pay for the base pay. We got another one, McDonald's. Let's go run McDonald's. We're close by. So we gotta get over to the other lane now. Let's see, will you guys let me in? No. Please. Okay. There we go. So we're gonna go over this McDonald's. It's very hit or miss whether things are gonna be ready. At this time of day, it's possible, but generally I have to wait a while at this location. No big deal, but so let's see. What do you guys think? What are your predictions? Put them in now. 3 for 3? Are we going to have 3 orders ready to go right away? So I can understand why in other markets people are like, no, we want the orders ready, let's go, go, go. But when we're on active time, it's not the end of the world. So I'm gonna go ahead and go inside and grab this person's order. All right, we're back. The order was ready to go, which is always wonderful. Let's see, which apartments are we going to? Those ones. Okay. So when I got there, they were just bringing the order out right as I walked in. They were calling DoorDash for the customer's name. So I was like, hey, that's me. So 3 for 3, you guys. It's interesting because you end up delivering to the same people over and over again. And a long time ago, just for funsies, I used to have this bingo card of deliveries, and I should do that again, because one of the things was deliver to a client, which I've done and they didn't know. Another was deliver to my old apartment, or just kind of funny things like that. So maybe we'll make another one. So let me know if you guys have one of those. It might be kind of fun to do that and see how we are on the bingo card. But we're just getting started here. I'm not sure if this will take off or not, I don't know. But basically, you were just joining me, keeping me company while I do these deliveries. And hopefully we can cheer each other on as we pay down some bills. I just would love for this medical debt to go away. It's hard sometimes because prior to all of this, I did not have, the only debt that I had was my student loan debt, which I was paying on. I didn't have a car loan because my car was paid off. I didn't carry credit card debt. I used credit cards, but I paid them off at the end of each month. But the expense of life from having cancer and all of that medical adjacent debt, and when I say medical adjacent, I mean I had to go in for chemo and I still had to pay my rent. I had to go in for surgery and I still had to pay my energy bill. You know, bills don't go away just because I have cancer. Bills don't go away just because I'm in remission and I have to go in for maintenance treatments. They still continuously pile up. And my day-to-day job, I do make decent money, but when I have so many people canceling on me, I kind of don't. So, okay, we are going to look for building 16. Let's see, I think it's down this way if I remember correctly. Yes, it is. Okay, well, I will check back with you guys once this order is dropped off. It is a leave at the door. Okay, DoorDash just did something really weird. The address was wrong, or the pen was wrong. Not the pen. What am I trying to say? The pen on the map was incorrect, and it wasn't letting me mark. I had to tell DoorDash that it is incorrect, but then it was a leave at door, and it wouldn't even let me, like, take a photo. So I took one for my own records in case I need to show the person. But so weird. DoorDash is just not DoorDashing. We're now sitting at $20 for the day with 3 deliveries complete. We can dash for probably about another 30 minutes. So let's move away from this parking lot and see. I need to get that little sticky guy for my camera so it doesn't move around. You guys like to fall over. But I have my little thing to put the camera on me, so maybe we'll do that for a couple of deliveries. But yeah, you know, I've been like prepping this series since October, which it sounds ridiculous. I could have been uploading this whole time, but I just wanted to get more used to like talking to the camera again without the pressure of having to like make content. I used to post a lot more about my breast cancer journey, my gymnastics comeback, and all those things, but I just really haven't done as much in a long time because of life events that have happened. But we may get into that, we may not. I'm not sure what I feel comfortable sharing at this time. But yeah, we're gonna keep on going, keep the caffeine going, because we're gonna be doing a long day of deliveries. I'm grateful I've had 3. It makes me feel better after not having anything for quite a few days. It's been really slow. I don't know if it's just because everybody just paid rent, maybe, but we'll see. Let's try to at least do 1, maybe 2 more deliveries if they're close, and that'll be a great wrap to the first shift of the day. And we can always multi-app and see what comes our way. I'm not able to do any grocery deliveries at this point until maybe a little bit later on this evening or in between the break. I will try to see if there's any clients to add on for the rest of the day. Like I said earlier, I just have a 12:30 and I have a 5 o'clock. My 12:30 is a 1-hour walk with 2 dogs. I've had them as a client for a really long time. Great family to work for. And then my other one is just a drop-in visit later in the day to feed them dinner and everything. Great family. I've had them for clients for years too. I am so grateful for my clients. Like, I have the best clients, it's just hard when things have been going the way they are, and I really need this money on DoorDash today and here on out too, because every little bit that I make, it will make it easier throughout the course of the month. So the amount of debt that I'm in from medical stuff is just insane. And like, I pay on it every month, but it seems to just keep going up because things happen. And I have one in particular that I'm really trying to get down. Like, I'm close to having this one paid off. I think I owe about $260 left, and that should be easy to pay off, but it's not, because I've got other bills that are due first, and I don't want to ruin my credit score. I want to make sure those are all paid. So it's just been such a struggle trying to stay on top of everything. So far, like, I know which bills I can fall behind a little bit on, but before they get reported to the credit agency, and I just wish I didn't have to do that. It's just, it's such an uncomfortable position to be in at this point in my life, because I mean, I'm not getting any younger. Like, I'm going to be 40 next year, and I feel so far behind. Oh, let me double check. It looks like it is a pizza, because sometimes this place can just have like pasta and salads and stuff. So, oh, it's going really far away. This is going to have to be our last one. This one's going to pay at $11.50, but active hours, okay, it'll pay off. So let's go in and grab their pizza, and then we will be on our way to the customer. Are they a leave-at door? They are. Well, I wasn't trying to go to that city. That's going to put me really far away. So this will definitely have to be our last order until our shift a little bit later. Alright, we're back. The order was not ready, so our streak of orders being ready is back to 0. That's okay. This is our 4th order of the day. Payout is $11.50. We're going 16 minutes for 7.75 miles. It is a deep dish pizza, so I have it in my front seat. So I've been doing this for a long time, and I have a little device that I sit in my front seat that keeps it level. That way things don't fly off, and that way I can kind of take a peek at it, keep an eye on it, and make sure their pizza is level and secure and not spilling over. It's so funny because the lady was like, no crazy turns, be careful. I'm like, I got you, girl. I promise I will do my best to get this pizza safe and sound to the customer. Let's see, I think that they have the right of way, so let them go. And off we go. Do a very gentle turn. Yeah, we're gonna head over to the customer. Now, we do our best. I will do my best because it is a long drive, but I can keep an eye on this pizza, make sure it stays nice and flat and safe and secure. So we are en route. This is going to be a good burn for active time since we are a little behind on all of that. Let's make sure you don't fly over. Okay. Oh, this person behind me is not going to be happy because I am going the speed limit. But yeah, no, I am grateful so much that we are getting some orders. So this one definitely will be the last of the shift because I'm going to need all of this time to commute back to the area because I have my dog walks at 12:30 today, and I don't want to be late to my client. And then at 1:30 we'll log back in, we'll see what we can get, see what we can accomplish between 1:30, and I'll probably have to cut it at like, I'd say like 4:15, 4:30, sometime around then, since I will have my client at 5. But once 5:30 rolls around, we will be back in business doing deliveries, and let's see how far to making a dent in the hours I'm behind to get that subsidy for healthcare. That would be fantastic. Fantastic to get that. So, yeah, I'll check back with you after delivery, let you know how it goes. Hopefully this deep dish pizza is all good and safe and secure. Because I know the amount of cheese that are in these, they can kind of boil over, but I've got my flat surface, got my eye on it, so we'll do our best. I'll check back with you probably in about 15 minutes, but it'll be like a second for you. All right, good news, you guys. That order is dropped off and we are safe and secure. It didn't fall all over the place, so that will be my last delivery of this shift. We are going to head back to where I live, or a couple towns over now. That order paid out $11.50. $31.50 in an hour and a half. 1 hour and 3 minutes will go toward my active time. So hooray! Progress. Every little bit helps get closer to that goal. We're gonna sign off for now, and I will check back with you guys once we are out and about doing more deliveries, and we will chip away at the amount of hours that I need to accomplish. So I think we've got to at least do like 5 more hours today, potentially. So yeah, we'll check back with you, and every little bit helps. We just did those 4 deliveries that I filmed earlier. Made $31.50 for an hour and a half of dash time, an hour and maybe 3 minutes of active time. So still behind on things, but every little bit does help. This income will go toward just bills that are due for next week. I'm gonna have to calculate how much of a deficit I'm at. I will leave you guys here. So if you are still here and you are hanging toward the end, in the comments below, your code word for this video is dream. Tell me your biggest dream of, if you're a delivery driver, like, what do you dream to accomplish? Like, what's a goal you're working toward? What is one of your biggest dreams that doing delivery work or whatever you are doing, what do you dream to do with your life? Just tell me. I'm curious. I have things that I plan to do. I'm hoping for by the time I'm 40, which is my next birthday. That's been my mission this whole year, is my last year in my 30s. I just want to be comfortable again. I miss that feeling. It's something that I didn't have growing up. I worked so hard to obtain it, and then cancer took it away. And we're not promised tomorrow, and I don't know how long I have. Nobody knows how long they have. So I just want whatever is left of my life to be comfortable. And I just don't want to have to stress anymore. So, can DoorDash change a cancer patient's life? Can posting these adventures on YouTube change a cancer patient's life? Stay tuned, and I will catch you guys on the next shift. It might not be for a couple days, but I will see you when I see you. I hope everybody has a beautiful day, and don't give up. It's gonna get better. Just don't give up, okay? Bye.